Hi everyone, Vegas Film Critic here, Jeffrey K. Howard, here to review the new animated film, The Secret Life of Pets. And this has got a great concept. You know, what do pets do when their owners leave for the day, when they're left alone? Well, according to this movie, they all know each other, they all hang out together, they all have parties in the apartment, they all socialize, which is a really cool concept. It reminds me, I'm a big stand-up comedian fan, especially of George Carlin, and he had a whole routine about, you know, pets and dogs and cats. And he had one thing about dogs, he was like, when you leave the house and you come back, the dogs are all freaking out. And he's like, oh my God, how do you work the can opener? I didn't think you ever come back. I didn't think you ever come back. And then he's like, I just forgot my keys. What are you doing? Calm down. So I'm a dog guy. I don't know what you are. I'm a dog guy. I like cats. Don't get me wrong. I had one cat in my life, but I love dogs. So I'm a big fan of seeing this movie because they've been promoting the heck out of it. And I'm a McDonald's guy. I love their all-day breakfast. Can you tell? I've gained so much weight. That's another vlog. Anyway, I went to McDonald's this morning for sausage McMuffin. Yum. Only $1. And they started selling all the Secret Life of Pets stuff. And do you want me to get right to the review? You know, I've had some people, I don't know what people think. I like to give stories and kind of go into it and kind of visit with you, you know, but a lot of other critics on YouTube are just like, The Secret Life of Pets. It stars, you know, Louis C.K. and Eric Stonestreet as two dogs. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go right into it and just kind of like, you know, so I'm showing you I paid for my Happy Meal thing today. Brand new. Wanted to show you that. And should I do another Toys R Us visit? You know, I did it with Batman and I did it with Captain America. Should I go do Life of Pets? They have a whole section there. Maybe I'll do a little video with that, so do a little visit. Anyway, how cheap did McDonald's get? They're not doing, can you see that? They're not doing the plastic toys for Secret Life. They're doing little plush toys. I would get Max, and I would get the little bunny, Snowball, that voiced by Kevin Hart. Those are the two I would like. So I'll put them back there somewhere. I always put stuff behind me, you know, around. So I'll put it there. Let me do it now? All right. Okay, he's on top of the Jaws box. See Max right there? Okay, Secret Life of Pets. You ready for the review? All right, I'm doing it. Secret Life of Pets is from Illumination Animation, which is the studio behind Minions, you know, for Universal Pictures. And again, so it's about what pets do when their owners leave. This is their secret life. They all have personalities, they all talk, they all socialize. And what's funny is that they all get along. You know, so there's hamsters, there's parakeets, there's cats, there's dogs. They all just socialize, which is really good. I'm glad they didn't, you know, do kind of crazy stuff where, you know, that always came in the way. Now, right off the bat, the animation, of course, is wonderful. It looks great. The caricatures are fantastic. The humor, the exaggerations. I just have a couple major problems with the movie. First, we have Max. And he's a terrier who loves his owner. And one night she comes home after work with a big, furry, homeless dog named Duke, voiced by Eric Stonestreet. And Max is voiced by Louis C.K. And so you have this, you know, this Duke coming in, he looks like a Wookiee. He looks like a Wookiee on all fours. He's got this crazy hair going on and personality. And of course, it's a small apartment and this dog is huge. So now Max is like thrown into this crazy situation where he's like, I got to get rid of this dog. You know, he's eating my food. I'm the alpha male, not him. So you have this whole story going on. There's someone at the door. Well, that was a first. Someone came into my front door while I was doing a review. Anyway, so you have this battle going on between Duke and Max. That's a whole story. About those two, I might as well say this now. Their voices don't match their personalities. Louis C.K. does not match Max. Eric Stonestreet, who I love. I love Louis C.K., a big fan of his stand-up. And also Eric Stonestreet on Modern Family. He is just the funniest thing on television. His voice doesn't match Duke. I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you see, I don't watch trailers, you know, so I'm sitting there trying to figure out all the voices and who's who, and I couldn't figure out, at first I thought it was Ben Stiller doing it. I go, no, it couldn't be Ben Stiller. So Louis C.K. and Eric Stonestreet were totally miscast. Am I wrong? Comment below. Let me know. Once you see the film, I just thought their voices were all wrong. There was no inflection. There was no character to them. I mean, it could have been Seth Rogen doing Duke. You know, you needed somebody with a crazy kind of voice, and these two were totally miscast. You have this movie has like 3 or 4 stories going on. This could be 3 or 4 separate movies. They pack so much into this, so many characters. There's so many times you look at the screen and there's a scene, there must be 20 or 30 animals going on. And so you'll have Duke and Max trying to work out their battles. You know, they end up on the street and trying to get back home. I won't tell you how. And so that could be a whole movie right there. Then they run into these underground pets who have been discarded. It's almost like the Island of Misfit Toys, like, you know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So all of these pets have been flushed or discarded by people who don't want them anymore. Or like during Easter, people buy bunnies, and then after Easter's over, they're like, oh my God, it craps everywhere, and they have to they get rid of it, or they flush alligators. I mean, you hear all these kind of stories. So Kevin Hart plays Snowball, which is the highlight of the movie, where he is this really vengeful little bunny rabbit who wants to get rid of all humans because they discarded them. So he's on a bent for revenge. And of course, their paths, this gang in the sewers, crosses paths with Max and Duke. And then another plot line that's going on in the movie is that you have the pets that live in the Manhattan apartment where Max lived. They're worried about Max. They can't find out where he and Duke went to. So they're on this rescue mission. They're trying to figure out what happened to them, where they're located. So the movie just bounces around 3 or 4 different movie plots that are going on at once. And unlike Zootopia, where they try to, give some sort of maturity for adults and also for kids, this movie just seems to it really just hits you over the head constantly. There's so much going on in this movie. I was just like overwhelmed. I really was. And there's even a scene where the dog catcher, the van hangs over the bridge. I'm like, whoa, that's Finding Dory. I mean, they came out first, so, you got to compare it to that. So there's a whole sequence in the movie that was right out of Finding Dory. So I don't know if they noticed that or not. And then there was a character called Pops. So when Max's friends are trying to find what happened to him, they go to another dog who knows the streets and everything. And it's this old hound dog, this basset hound dog, who's like in a little wheelchair. And he seems to be like the godfather of the streets. I don't understand. Some of these characters, I just don't understand where they're coming from. What use were they in the story? The movie was just really overwhelming. It really was. And I really got overwhelmed by it. And I wanted to like it more than I did, but I couldn't because I swear there must have been 25, 30 characters going on. And it's like, well, what movie are we in now? Are we, there was so much going on. There really was. But Kevin Hart is great as the little bunny Snowball. Very funny. That could have been a whole movie by itself. Snowball running the sewers and the underground pets, and that could have been its whole movie. Then you have, Max and Duke. That should have been a whole movie. But they tried to put in so much different stuff. It seemed like a 2-hour movie when it was a lot less than that. I thought there was too much story. I thought some of the voices were miscast. I mean, the animation was great. The caricatures were great. Lake Bell playing Chloe, this cat. There was some highlights in the movie and some of the great characters, but they got lost. It drowned in itself. It really did. And I thought it was too much all over the place. Come on, guys. Where's Max? Oh, I put him back there. All right, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website, vegasfilmcritic.com. What did you think of Secret Life of Pets? Comment below, share, thumbs up, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Also, find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all the social media. I love to hear from you. From Las Vegas, I'm Jeffrey Gay Howard. Thanks so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you next time.